The outline in him. Oh.
One's doing survivors here.
Lethal.
Half their stories, they be made up. I can't believe in cap tragedies.
Yo, what is good, everybody? I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Welcome back to another video. So I know I lacked a little bit on posts last week, and that's just because my PC was fucked up. I just switched from PS4 to PC, and a few issues came with it, but I'm pretty sure my baby is finally good to go. It's been running like butter lately, so I think I'm okay for now. But anyway, guys, for this video I just wanted to share some tips as far as ways to improve your aim. I know I've made several settings videos and things like that, but sometimes settings can only do so much, so I just wanted to give you guys some pointers, some things that I've done over the last several months of playing this game to get my aim to where it is. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and you're in for a good one. So the first thing we'll be talking about today is going to be muscle memory / headshots. So when this game first came out several months ago, I made sure that I was going to go for the head nearly every time, because pretty much you're programming your future self, if that makes sense. When you're playing a game, however you play it from the beginning is how your fingers are going to remember the game. It's when you get in fights, your initial reaction, your natural instinct. So however you go in day to day, however you think you're going to play, whatever you're going to focus on is where you're going to see results. So from the beginning, I just focused headshots. Every gunfight I got in, I'm shooting from the heart or above, chest up, headshots if you can. But over time, what that does is it just allows you to, it's your natural instinct. So if you get in a fight and they're shooting at your chest and you're shooting at their face, you're going to win that every time. And that's not something that you will pick up overnight. So that's why I say muscle memory. That takes time. So when you guys play Rogue Company today, tomorrow, this whole week, every fight you get in, try and get in the habit of aiming high. You can see I always do that. I'm always aiming high for the head, and essentially it'll just lead to a habit. When you're in fights, you're going to be going up for the head, and it's a great habit to get in. Not just Rogue Company. It'll give you an edge in all shooters. Just get used to going for the head. I can't stress it enough. The more you do it, the less you'll have to think, and the more you'll just have to act, and you'll see it'll do wonders. And to piggyback off of that one, with number 2, we have stop changing your settings. So with muscle memory, if you're changing your settings every day, then you're completely restarting your progress. So find some settings that you like, that you feel comfortable with, and just ride it out. If you want to tweak things here and there, as you go, that's okay, but you shouldn't be messing with your sensitivity or your dead zones too much. Definitely not your bindings too much. You can always get better, of course. There's ways to change things, and you should always be looking for ways to improve, but changing your settings every other bad game is not going to help you. It's going to restart your progress. So just get used to your settings. I've made several settings videos. If you like them, cool. If you don't, then use your own and just keep practicing, but you just don't want to keep changing settings after every bad game. It's going to restart that muscle memory. You're not gaining momentum. Find your settings, ride it out, and it'll work for you. And number 3, so next up we have only master 1 to 2 rogues at a time. So if you hop on Rogue Company and you play a game as Scorch and you're using the SMG, and the next game you pick Trench and you're using his DMR, and the next game you use Phantom and you're using his Sniper, then most likely you're going to play like dog water, because obviously if you're cracked at them that works, but if you're trying to get very, very good at at aiming or at one character or one gun, then just take your time. Think about a rogue that you really like and just get cracked as hell with them. You can always improve on other characters later, but if you're switching guns and loadouts and different rogues every match, it's going to be hard to get cracked. You might be seeing that you're really inconsistent. Some games you pop off, some games your aim's all over the place, and like I said, you're probably using all sorts of different rogues and guns as opposed to just picking 1 or 2 and just getting cracked. So if you like SMGs, get really good at SMGs first. DMR, same thing. Just try not to swap back and forth too much. Alright, next up we have arguably the most important of them all, and that is ADS versus Hipfire. So knowing when to aim down sights versus when to hipfire is crucial. That's something that you need to figure out as soon as possible, and it's going to be a little bit different for each rogue. You know, I've completely mastered Lancer when to hipfire versus aim down sights, and it simply gives me an advantage in fights because I already know, like I said, muscle memory. I know based on their distance. I don't even have to think about it. I just do it, and I'm going to win that fight. You know, with DMRs, you know, if you're using like Dahlia or Trench, the hip fire is going to be it's going to be a lot different, but that range, that sweet spot is definitely going to be different. So you need to experiment with it. You need to know when you should be hip firing versus aiming down sights, because the hip fire in this game can be very overpowered. It's something that I don't think it's utilized properly by most players. And if you're at that sweet spot, that distance, I mean, you can literally just spray their face, you know, from hip fire, and they can't do anything about it. Especially if they're aiming down sights close up, you just have a huge advantage. So I would say figure that out ASAP. Alright, and the last pointer I'm going to give you guys today, this works really, really well for Lancer and any rogue that has replenish, even lifesteal, you know, where you're getting your health back or you're getting your ammo back after every down. So swapping shoulders while you roll is something that can do wonders for you guys. So especially if you're in a close-up fight, you know, where you down one and instead of just switching shoulders or just rolling, you can do them both in one motion. So I don't even know if you guys notice I do it, but damn near every time I roll, I'm switching shoulders if I'm in like the middle of a fight. And that's one of the main reasons that I'm able to get a lot of 1v4s, a lot of aces, a lot of crazy clips. It's just minimizing the amount of movements I have to do. So while I roll, I'm swapping shoulders in one motion. It just saves a lot of time. It makes you harder to hit. It gets you prepared. As soon as you come out of that roll, you're already in the right position to gun down the next enemy. And then if you add in lifesteal and if you add in replenish, or in my case Lancer, who gets her ammo every time she reloads or rolls, it's fucking perfect. It's a deadly combo, and that's an advanced trick that I think really could help you guys out. Even rogues that don't have replenish, you know, still being able to roll and get ready for your next fight, I think that will help you out. So give it a try. And this is not something that, again, you're going to be able to pick up overnight. All these tips, they're going to take time, but now that you know about them, now that you're aware of them, you know, implement them today. You know, just start working on them every day. You will see an improvement in your aim. Also, make sure you guys are playing with confidence. You know, make sure you're challenging gunfights. You know, if you lose the fight, who cares? Just challenge gunfights, work on your aim. And, you know, if you guys apply all these settings, I truly do think it'll help you guys out. But I hope you guys do enjoy these tips. I'm going to let the rest of this video play. There's like a 50 bomb and strikeout, and then after this there was just a round or two of Demon that I'll show you as well, just to show that, you know, my settings or my tips, they can work for all rogues, all sorts of guns. It just takes time. Just play confident, put in the time, and you'll be surprised what you're capable of. And that's just not in games, that's in life in general. So I might have just given you some life advice, free therapy from Papa Traj. Apply yourself in life, you never know what you're capable of, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Get in there. Got this. Our ground team has been eliminated.
celebrate victory with a drink.